okay in your life. I hope you are having a great start of the year. So happy new year, everyone. um just passing here to not to say much, just to thank you all for being part of this channel. I have started this channel, long time ago, I have to say. I started this channel back in 2009, but never made an effort to make the channel to grow. And most of the times it was just showing a little bit of videos related to capoeira. So before, the channel used to be called NEGOTETA. Oops. NEGOTETA Capoeira. That was the name of the channel when I first started. But for so many years, I never bothered about putting anything really to make the channel to grow. Back last year, in January last year, I have decided, you know what, I'm gonna change the name of the channel. I'm gonna change the content what I'm putting here right now. So that's why I tried to grow a little bit and the audience of the channel, and it has been working so good. Okay, I was never expecting I was going to get the amount of followers which I have right now. It's over 1,300 subscribers. So I would like to come and to say thank you very much, you all, for being part of this little crazy channel. Okay, as you can see, most of the times here I'm showing what I'm doing for work, or when I'm teaching capoeira, sometimes when I'm cooking, sometimes when I'm doing some massage treatment. So really, just come here to share with you guys a little bit of my life. What I do on a daily basis, where I come from, how come I end up in England, what was the reason why I came to the United Kingdom. To start with, it was never a plan to leave Brazil. It was never a plan to leave the countryside or to leave the area where I was in Brazil. I come from a very small place called Arapoti. Now it must be just over 25,000 people living there. Maybe a little bit less because everybody is living is living that city. But for 23 years of my life, that's the place where I was living. And that's the place where I learned martial arts. That's the place where I learned some of my professions. But at some point, that place became quite small for myself. So I wanted to travel around. But my idea of traveling around was traveling around Brazil. The biggest dream for me was, or maybe I could live in São Paulo. Even go to Rio de Janeiro for me was like something too big. Okay, it was never on my plans. I believe I never had the chance or the opportunity to live. Okay, it was never on my plans to live that far. But I started traveling with capoeira. I think I was about 18 when I started traveling on my own. My teacher was sending me to different places, 2000, 2001, to represent the group. It was not only me, he was like splitting the people. So sometimes it was more than one event happening on the same weekend. So he was sent some of us to go to different places or different states. So I went to São Paulo a few times. I went, in the area of Brazil, thinking that now, for a person like me and where I came from, it was no many opportunities, so we never had a big amount of money to be traveling around everywhere. So most of the times when he was sending me to represent the group in a capoeira event, I didn't have the chance to say, right, I have enough money to go, to stay over in some hotel or nothing. No, I was just getting a backpack. I was going out, sometimes it was 67 kilometers away, and I was walking. And I was taking lifts from trucks, from cars, or whoever was passing, going to that direction I was going. But sometimes I had to walk like 20, 30 kilometers on foot just to get to the event. And to get to some capoeira events back on those days was it was very awkward, because we're talking here about the streets of Brazil. Okay, so Brazil is a beautiful place, it's a beautiful country, but also can be a very dangerous place as well if you don't know how to walk around. Okay, so that was my youth, traveling around, training with different teachers, different masters, seeing different people, until the time when my teacher decided he wanted to stop with the school. And then he left. So when he left, another couple of friends of mine, they tried to carry on. They tried to continue with the groups over there, which didn't work much. Back in 2004, I decided, right, I want to start teaching under my teacher's supervision. I was already teaching at the school, you know, the new beginners were come to the class, so people with less experience. But 2004 was the year when I decided, right, I want to walk with my own foot. I have visited so many schools, so many teachers, so many masters, and I believe I have enough experience to start teaching capoeira, at least for beginners. So I started teaching. On my first class, it was a little boy called Marlon. He was 8 years old when he started training with me. I'd love to see that boy again. Now he's a grown-up man. It's been 20 years on the time, so yeah, I would love to see that boy again, but you know, I don't have the contact with none of them. But when I decided to teach capoeira, I didn't expect it would be good. I didn't expect many people would come and join me with that. I was just like one of the, I consider myself equal on the level with the other guys who were training there. And the second class, I had another 2 young kids, they joined me. On the third class, I had 10 people. So my teachers, old students, they start training with me. It was quite surprising on the time. You know, I believed on the time it was just because it was nobody else to be there to teach capoeira. So whenever I started, people started coming and training. But they used to say something which I never understood. Oh, Teta, you are crazy. Or your training is too hard. You are worse than Branco. And Branco was a hardcore teacher. But I never understood what they meant by, oh, you are worse than him, or you are crazy. I loved training. I liked to take the most what I could and put on the training. And some of those kids, they were not prepared for what was coming. Because I was kind of a street fighter. I learned how to be a street fighter because I had to learn. It was nothing but I went to the school to learn it. I learned how to fight on the streets. Before I even went to the capoeira school, I was already practicing capoeira on the streets. Of course, I never had I had no idea what I was doing, but I was good in what I was doing, at least. That's what people were saying. That's why they joined me. And for a couple of years, yeah, almost 2 years, I had a great group of people. That was over 40 people training with me at some point. You know, girls, guys, people elder than me, and then I be invited to do some performance and presentations of capoeira all over the place where I was, and it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting to see the response of the people. So it was getting quite nice until the day I got invited to come to England, and it was just for a capoeira event. It was nothing big. I just got invited to come for 14 days to do exactly the same what I was doing in Brazil. Teach a bit of capoeira, leading some workshops, being part of the ceremony of grading. 19 years later, I'm still here. So yeah, time has passed so fast. Time has just passed away too fast. A 14-day trip turned into 19 years I'm in the UK. And I'm very grateful for being here, you know. Moving away from Brazil taught me another language. I learned about another culture. I do speak 4 languages. I became a professional chef in the UK. When in Brazil, I was a cook. I could cook. And here I learned so much, you know, in 19 years. And I have grown my reputation in martial arts over here. So yeah, there's not much to say. So I'm going to go back inside now and do a little bit of a training.